I know how annoying and frustrating it can be when you have a slow learner as a child, that is your biological child, or as a child in your class. It can be super duper annoying. And today I'm going to give you tips in which I've used and have helped me, and I'm pretty sure will help you also. This very slow learning I want to talk about, I've actually talked about it in our podcast Moment with Miss Anne. So if you've not listened to our podcast, in which I'm pretty sure many of you have not listened to it, this is another opportunity for you to get to know how to handle slow learners. So guys, enjoy. Number one, be spiritual. Yes, I know some people will come to me and be like, be spiritual. Like, what does spirituality has to do with this? Yes, it has a lot to do with it, because like I said, every child learns at their own pace. Every child cannot learn the same way. So if you try putting in efforts and energy to make this come through and it's not been visible, I think you should go to the spiritual, because whatsoever that happened in this physical realm happened first in the spiritual realm. And as an educator, your efforts and recommendation cannot be blown without result, and that result is that child you've impacted, that child you've brought out of that slow learning state, or that child you brought out of his or her shell, to other level of other kids. And if you see me excelling actually in the education sector, it's not that I know how to teach so well or I know how to speak so well. It's because of the God factor that is there. This might sound weird, but yes, I do it a lot. Before I commence any class with any child, be it in a school or when I have a private class with any child, what I do first is to pray. And aside from the fact that I'm praying because of the positive effect I want to achieve in such child, directly or indirectly, I'm also inculcating the act of prayer in the life of that child. How? Because before we commence the class, I'll definitely pray, and after we are done teaching, the child can just pray. So as we do this on and on and on, it helps the child also to learn how to pray and to know how to pray. So if you're an educator or you are a parent and you have a slow learner as a child, yes, every child under your tutelage is your child as an educator. So if you have such child under your tutelage, then all you need to do is pray. Don't forsake or don't overlook the power of prayer. Prayer does it a lot. Yes, it works like magic. Secondly, don't get tired of repeating a particular information more than you would do for an average learner. Remember, continual repetition leads to proper assimilation. So keep repeating it. What you want the child to know about. The child is not getting this particular topic, repeat it. And don't forget to ask questions. Ask questions about the subject matter, about the topic, or about a particular thing you just taught the child. I would love to tell you something. Please and please and please, when handling a slow learner, don't get tired. You need to be patient with such child, because you're actually trying to bring the child up to a level, or trying to make the child, imbibe some habits of reading, habits of concentration, all of those things. So you need to be very, very patient and don't get tired of such child. Now let's go to the third one. Number 3 is come down to the level of a child. This very part is that part in which parents and educators miss out. Yes, most parents and educators miss this very part out, because you cannot be a teacher and teach like a teacher. When you're teaching a child, you need to come down to the level of that child. This helps the child to understand. The child assimilates pretty fast, because you're actually teaching, and the child is actually seeing you like a child also, because of the level you came down to. When you come down to the level of a child, that child right inside of him or her will be very happy and will be feeling like, so my child, my teacher or my mom can actually act like a child, can actually play like a child, can actually relate with me like a child, and that child will be very much ready to learn. Like, he will be so ready to learn. You need to see me when I'm with kids. Like I used to say to people, like, I am 2 different persons. I am an Archibald and I am Miss Anne. Miss Anne when I'm with kids, and the other name when I'm with friends. So you cannot expect me, the way I relate to my friends, to also relate the same way with kids. And this has really helped me thus far. And I noticed that when I'm able to come down to the level of a child, like, I get the result I want. So if you have such a child, just come down to the child's level. Come down, act like a child, play. Don't be, I don't know the word to use, but just be free with the child, relate with the child, sing songs, dance, tell stories, all of those things. Those are what the child wants. It will captivate the child and to pull that child's attention to you, and the child will be very much ready to learn. Number 4 is attachment to reality. As a parent or an educator, your method of teaching is crucial. Like, if you notice you have a slow learner as a child, then it is either you have a boring class, your teaching is boring, or you are not being practical about what you teach. Like, you just come in, you just teach anyhow, and then you just leave. When introducing a lesson, be more practical and use real life examples that students can relate to. For example, when introducing time, you need a toy clock, so you'll be able to move the hands of the clock, letting them know the minute hand, second hand, hour hand. And then also, you just need to be practical about it. You cannot just come to class and you're teaching the time and you just draw on the board and then you're like, this is the minute hand, this is the hour hand, this is the second hand. You need to be practical about it. Make everything practical. The child will enjoy it. The child will even want to touch, want to feel. It will help the child want to have more classes with you. The child will want you to do the teaching more often with him or her because he enjoyed the class with you. And it's not only time, like other things you are teaching, this will help the child because the child will want to learn, and the pace of the child's learning will be increased because that child already know that this teacher will be very practical about this thing and it's going to be fun and I'm going to understand every bit of it. So if you have such child, please remember to always make attachment to reality. Let there be attachment to reality of everything you teach to such child. So let's move to the last but not the least tip on how to handle the slow learner. So number 5 is develop a positive attitude. Be positive in your actions and in your words. Never use derogative words on a child because it will never help a slow learner. I know it can be very annoying and frustrating when you are teaching a slow learner, but you just need to picture the best parts of that child. Like, picture what you want to see in that child on your head, and that will help you be able to relate well with the child. Just be positive. Never ever use negative words on such child, and be patient. I encourage the use of positive words, and this has helped me thus far. There are sometimes children, students get angry with themselves for being a slow learner, and that is why you need to learn to be positive and be patient with them. Sometimes they'll be like, I'm just stupid, I don't know this thing, I don't know what is wrong with me, and they get angry with themselves, using negative words on themselves. This is where you need to help them out and use more of positive words, even though you are mad at the fact that they are not picking up what you want them to pick. You just replace that annoyance with positive words instead. And this is what I say to my students whenever I notice they are not feeling too good and they're trying to give up when they are not getting a particular subject or topic. I just encourage them to use, I don't know, one day I just sat and I don't know how the song just came to my head, and always I told them to always sing, I know everything if I put my mind to it and put God first. So I make my students say this word, to sing this song every morning before we commence our work. And I noticed one certain time that I gave class activity to my kids to do, and in the process of them writing, I just say a child bent his head, and as he bent his head, I heard him singing this song to himself, encouraging himself, and I was super happy with this because I was like, wow, so it's really working, and trust me, it's really helped me. So in as much as those children are going to frustrate you and annoy you. Never use negative words on them. Be positive with them, encourage them, and also use reward system. Celebrate all of their little wins. If you see that a child did something well, like probably the child wrote so well, for you celebrate it, talk about it, and say, wow, you did so well, wow, I am so proud of you, something like that. And if a child speaks so well, celebrate it, talk about it, and let the child feel motivated. And once that child is motivated, that child will definitely do more, and this is going to help you get a swift result. So thank you very much for listening till the end, and if you are yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, before you go, make sure you click on the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell, and feel free to share this video. Yeah, feel free. I love you.